Okay, this particular video is going to be all about setting up an employee in the Waste Management Panda software. Now, so let's go here, and we have a user that we set up as an employee, and his name's Jack Smack. So we're just going to go to Jack Smack's profile here. Now, you what you did is you set him up as an employee. You didn't set his salary by hour, so maybe it's $30 an hour. Let's just go put a social security number in 555 55 55 just like that. And so this is pretty much all you need to do to get the ball rolling when you take a user and you set them up as an employee. And then you'll get a notification in your email that the user was updated. Now, something new will happen over here above his details. You can see his account type is employee, and you can manage the employee here. But basically, what you want to do is have Jack Smack log in and fill out his W 2 form. So, how would Jack Smack do that? Well, let's go ahead and open an incognito here. And we're going to click login, and we're going to log in as Jack Smack. So I have another email address that I use for testing purposes. And let's go ahead and put in the password here, and we'll click login. And he's going to be asked to share his location. Make sure you tell him allow on every visit, whether he's on a smartphone or a computer or tablet. Now, one of the things that Jack Smack's going to see here, before he can start filling out the time clock where he's clocking in and clocking out, he wants to be able to be sure to fill out his W-4 form to begin working. So a lot of this stuff is imported for him: his name, his social security number, his street address. But now he's got to select whether he's single filing or married filing separately, and then he could go down and choose all of the options that he needs to choose. Now we set this stuff up for federal in the United States. The state right now it's set up for is Pennsylvania, but it's very easily to adjust that. But federal for all of the United States is the same. So here, number two, multiple jobs or spouse works. So this is all set up. He can use an estimator here. He can answer the questions if he has additional jobs or not, or if he has a spouse with a job and he's married filing jointly. But if he's just single, just use that. Right here and C, he would just fill this out depending on, because everybody's going to have different answers here. If he has dependents under the age of 17, maybe he has a couple kids. Maybe takes care of his disabled father or something like that. But he goes through and he fills out all of this other stuff, and then he could submit his W-4 form. Okay? So now he has his W-4 form submitted, and you get a notification letting you know that it's submitted. And so now if he scrolls down here, you could see that he is clocked out. And at the bottom of every page, as long as he's clocked in, clocked out, he'll have, if he's clocked out, it'll ask to clock in. If he's clocked in, it'll be asked to clock out. But you have to set up some parameters for your employee too. So Jack Smack is a driver, so we're going to click Manage Employee. Here we have, these tax laws and everything. But what we want to do is scroll down here, and basically he's on standard deduction elimination. But what we want to do is, what time of day does he start? Maybe he starts at 2 a.m. So we want to set that, if the employee is on leave, do that. Monday through Friday, Monday through Saturday, maybe, or Sunday through Saturday, maybe it does 6 days a week. But we'll put him on 5 days a week. He could be hourly or salary. If he's on salary, you would still enter an hourly wage here. So work hours before overtime, it's a 40-hour week. Maybe his wage is $30 an hour. And this right here is estimated depending on what you put up here. So maybe it's $25 an hour. You notice all of this stuff changes. Okay, so we'll put that back to $30 an hour. So here's his estimated weekly salary. And if he was going to be on salary, that's what, the salary would be automatically calculated. So let's just go put him back on hourly. And here's a weekly bonus incentive for a good employee who clocks in on time every day. So maybe a weekly bonus incentive is going to be $100. Okay. Now, so the weekly bonus is $100, but maybe you're going to deduct every time he clocks in late. Maybe it's going to be, a $10 deduction every time he clocks in late. His tax class is single amount or married filing separately. Those are stuff that he set up. All this stuff, you can edit this stuff for him, after he fills out the form. If he makes a mistake, you can edit this stuff for him. You can enter an annual income from other jobs, everything from the W-4 form. But I suggest you let him fill that out, and all this stuff will be pre-populated for you based upon their answers. Now, as you come down here, you can enter the tax deductible insurance premium. Maybe he pays, $50 in taxes every week. If they have child support payments, you can put the child support payments there, whatever that is. Other garnishments, maybe they got sued, and they got to pay $30 for that. And then there's any additional tax the employee wants withheld. So if he's like, hey, I want another $10 or $100 withheld every pay, he could put that there. And then also if you offer the RRAs and stuff like that, you can enter a percentage for retirement. So maybe he's going to put 2% towards his retirement. You put 2. So if there are only 2 total jobs, you may want to check this box. This is all from the W-4 form, and he didn't check it. So we're just going to click update. Now Jack Smack is all ready to clock into work. Okay. Now keep in mind that his work clock in time is 2 a.m. right, and he's on an 8-hour work day. It's 9 a.m. right now. So I'm logged on to Jack Smack here, and then I'm going to click clock in. Now notice, you're clocking in late. Your bonus has been affected. If you think this was a mistake, contact management immediately. And you'll get an email notification letting you know that Jack Smack clocked in late. Okay? So right here, you could see, he could see on his profile that he clocked in at 9:08 a.m. April 17th. There's no clock out time. There's no paid hours. Right here, he could see a snapshot of what you're paying him, okay? His pay type, his weekly hours he's expected to work, his wage, his weekly salary, what that is. His overtime wage would be $45 an hour at time and a half. Here's his yearly average and his weekly bonus and a deduction bonus from every late clock in. So he got deducted that, but let's go ahead and see what you see on your time. So if you come over here and click on time clock, all right, you can see that Jack Smack clocked in and he's not clocked out. But where did he clock in at? You could click view location and you could see that this is where Jack Smack clocked in at on his smartphone. Okay. When he clocks out, you'll be able to see the same thing. Let me go ahead and clock Jack Smack out, and I'll show you what happens here. So Jack Smack is going to clock out. So he's clocked out. He clocked out late, but because he has an 8-hour workday. So now let's go to the time clock, and here you can see what time he clocked out. You can view that location as well. All right. So this will continue to build up, over time. As you have several different employees, you'll be able to track their times in, times out. If you have to edit their clock in time, all right, so he's supposed to be clocking in at 2 o'clock, so just put 0200, and then we'll just put that is 2 a.m., just like that. And all you have to do is click in there and change the time. And we'll put his clock out at 10 a.m. Well, it's not quite yet 10 a.m., but 2 to 10, that would be 8 hours, right? So let's look at Jack Smack's his we're going to refresh his page, and so he could see his clock in and clock out time, see what his paid hours were. So let's go ahead and refresh. His paid hours were 7 hours and 9 minutes, so from 2 to 9 a.m. And then here's his total paid hours so far. His current pay is $214. With the bonus added, it would be 304.73. Okay, but now he has a deduction from that pay, from the bonus pay. So there you go. It's all integrated. Whenever you're ready to do payroll, you can also do the payroll right here. And but that doesn't get calculated until Sunday night every week. So you want to make sure that everybody's clocked out by Sunday at 10 o'clock, especially on overtime. And we'll have more help for you here, you know, on your FICA taxes, your Social Security, Medicare. You have to match that in your business. But that's pretty much it about, you're setting up an employee, setting up their taxes. You want them to fill out their W-2 form because you really don't know the answers to those questions, but they do. And then you want to set up your employee. And if you ever need to edit Mr. Jack Smack, you can actually go to his profile, click on Manage the Employee, and do whatever you need to do. Now, all the calculations for their taxes is all done with from the IRS, and all these is information that has been imported based upon his pay, his work hours, and so on and so forth. And then you could actually check out his paycheck rundown. This would be getting he's going to get on his pay stub every week. And currently he's at $214 with a $90 bonus because he lost $10 because he clocked in late. That'd be his gross, his net pay, so on and so forth with all the deductions that he has. But that's how it figures out all the taxes for you. I'm not going to go into great detail. All I wanted to do is make a simple video to show you how to set up an employee. And you would do the same thing, whether it be a helper, office worker, so on and so forth. But you'll be able to track all their hours and their locations while they're working for you. All right, this is Max with Waste Management Panda, and I will see you in the next video.